Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. I will be taking over Coach Dominic Backes. Super excited um, to have this opportunity. Thank you, Coach Tomlin, for the opportunity. He will be staying on as kind of the assistant or associate head coach for me here, and also taking the role as an assistant GM to help build this team. As you can see, our current franchise info, obviously in the AFC North, our status is rebuilding, and we have 17.2 million of salary cap remaining. Last year we were 10-7, so not really a bad record, but I just think this team is really trying to search for their identity, have kind of a quarterback debacle going on here with a much more seasoned veteran and then a guy who's still trying to kind of figure himself out in the league. Obviously, when you look at our development traits, the hidden devs, we have four. I think that's tied for most in the game. Um, Two X Factor, one superstar, 16 star players, and 51 normal. We're starting with the preseason rosters, so that's why there's so many people. 83 overall, I think, was comparable to like the Seahawks. Yeah, so similar records and very comparable overalls. I think when you look at our NFL rankings from 2024, it's kind of crazy that, or for 2024, it's crazy to me that our pass rush is at 25th, considering we have TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith both ranked in our top five players, which also top five players are all defensive players. When you look at some of the teams we'll be facing in the AFC North, the Ravens are an 87 overall and have really kind of taken the crown as being that top team in the AFC North. For a while, it seemed like when I was growing up that it was always the Steelers. And yeah, now it just really does not seem to does not seem to be that way quite so much anymore. They have quite a bit of talent on that team. We are also then looking to be in the same division as the Browns here, 85 overall. They were 11-6 last year. Obviously, some real good players at the top for them. Playoff hopeful is their status, along with the Bengals, who have really put together a really good offensive core. However, they are 82 overall, so they are ranked slightly below us, but I question how valid that might be. I know our offensive line with that first ranking of blocking is definitely helping us out, but we are the only rebuilding status team in the division, so that should keep it interesting. Let's get into creating Dominic Backes. I'm going to be going with the team builder talent tree. All right, here we are, Coach Dominic Backes. I'm going to start with running the default Pittsburgh playbooks. Depending on how I feel about that, we might make some changes and kind of create our own playbook, hopefully basing it off the Pittsburgh playbook. I likely will be keeping the defense, though. I think a 3-4 defense, especially in the NFL, with getting three good down linemen and having two guys that can come off the edge that are athletic enough to play linebacker, can be huge. So I'm going to keep that defense most likely throughout the entire thing. We're going to go with the long sleeve shirt. I think it's just a nice, clean look. Better to me, it looks better than the polo. And then, yeah, this is my guy. Yeah, not the coolest looking dude, at least in the game. In real life, clearly a pretty great looking guy here. So, uh, uh, Yinzers, you're in luck with the beautiful head coach coming in on your screen. Let's continue and see what we have next. All right. I adjusted the light. I feel like I was getting kind of a weird glare from that overhead light. So we're going to go with the lamps in the background and then let this screen light up my face a little bit. So we obviously got the coach set up. We're going to be starting in preseason. The multimeter I'm going to roll with for kicking. I kind of like that from college. Not very good at it, I will say, but I do like it. Um, Play clock, we're going to go down to 15, kind of like I've been doing in college. Play call limits, I'm not going to put anything on right now. Home field advantage will keep. I'm going to pretty much be controlling everything that we see here. Um, Let me practice reps. I kind of want to control everything, so we're going to keep it all up to me. No tutorials. Trade deadline, yes. Trade difficulty. Hmm. Let's set it at hard to start. Salary cap will be on. Free agent motivation, I'm going to change that to high. I feel like their motivations really should determine things. So we're going to go there. You know what? We'll go very high. And then I think we're going to go very hard with the trade difficulty. We'll see how that goes to start. I don't think, I mean, trading, I'm going to try and make it realistic. It's kind of what I go for in my series. I really enjoy the simulation style, true simulation, and try and keep realism. So we're going to limit trading to, somewhat realistic, but we might have something up our sleeve to start this series with a cool trade. So we'll see how true I stay to the realism. Relocation, I'm just going to disable. I want the teams to stay where they are. Practice squad stealing, I kind of skipped over, but I mean, it's part of real football, so we're going to keep that. Um, Staff talent cost modifier. Let's go to slow. I do that in the college football series as well. I just think it kind of makes it a little more of a challenge. Injuries, yes. Practice injuries, pre-existing, yep. Progressive fatigue, I'm going to keep on for now. I know it's been kind of broken in the past. Prospect storylines, yep. I want to see this full draft presentation, so we'll keep that. Draft timer. We are not doing a fantasy draft, so that doesn't matter. Free agent negotiations in stage one. I think 5. I like that. Um, I like the 510 and then the unlimited. We'll keep that. All CPU coach firing. I am going to. Ooh, do we risk it? No, we're gonna keep it CPU only, so I can stay on the team. I'll fire myself if I need to be fired. Career clock will keep on. Breakout scenarios, yes. Dev trait regression, sure. I'm going to keep these all at the base numbers for now. Superstar ability on. Yeah, it looks like I think you can change that throughout the save. Um, Superstar abilities will keep on. Ability edit controls. I'm just going to turn to none. I think we're going to just let the game pop out abilities. The minimum roster size, I think you're supposed to have 51 in real life, so we're gonna move it to that. Unlimited movement, yeah, no limits. Fill roster. I like filling my own roster, so we should be good with that. And I think that's good for the settings. So let's sim to the preseason. Likely, I'm gonna be just kind of doing a roster breakdown today, and then probably some training camp stuff just to see how the game feels. All right. It looks like we have some messages available. I went ahead and saved right away. Let's take a look at the roster, and I'm going to see if I want to make any moves to start. Just try and make this team my own here. I know there will probably be a couple guys that I will not hang on to just because of personal preference, but in the quarterback room, obviously, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields going to be battling out for the starter. I'm leaning with going for Russell to be the starter and then maybe let Justin take over later. The speed of both these guys is pretty incredible, very similar throw power. I think Russ is just a little more refined currently, a lot better throw under pressure, and slightly better accuracies just all across the board. So I think we will probably end up going with Russell, but I am very happy to have Justin Fields on this team. So um, I wouldn't doubt if he is playing sooner rather than later. Kyle Allen is potential third quarterback on the roster, or I don't even think he's practice squad eligible. So I'm probably going to go get a quarterback who's practice squad eligible to throw on the team. The running back room, we have Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, two-headed attack. Najee will probably be getting a bulk of the power early down carries, and Jalen Warren I'll be having as the third down back. Um, to have more as my guy out running routes and being a receiver, being active, getting some shotgun snaps as well. Will probably be more Jalen Warren's forte. Cordell Patterson or Cordarell, I believe it is, will be kind of our backup third down guy, and just general backup running back. LaMichael P. Ryan is on the roster as well. A pretty good backup. Kind of fighting for a roster spot, honestly, at 26 years old, along with Jonathan Ward, the 87 speed and the 88 speed from these two guys is looking concerning. Jonathan Ward's 59 awareness also, with very low carrying, is looking like it could be an early cut candidate for me. But we'll have to see. We do not have a fullback on the roster, which I would like to change. Um, George Pickens is our clear number one guy. Really has established himself as almost a number one receiver for this team. He's a number one receiver for sure currently. Um, could potentially be making some changes there. Calvin Austin, Quez Watkins, Roman Wilson, Scott Miller, and Van Jefferson, all within the same overall range here. A lot of them bring different things to the table, though. Calvin Austin, definitely a good slot, kind of scat back. Um, Definitely going to be that like playmaker archetype. Perfectly describes him. Get the ball in his hands, manufacture touches. Quez Watkins, kind of the deep threat kind of guy. Strider, get out on some deep patterns. Going to be more of a true receiver than a guy like Calvin Austin, especially on those deep balls. And then Roman Wilson, I would expect to be potentially our starting slot guy, a hidden dev player. So I'm excited about that. Rookie out of Michigan. He's going to get big time plays this season, but he could be a starter on the outside. I don't know whether him or Austin will be on the inside to start. Scott Miller and Van Jefferson fighting for roster spots at the bottom. They've both made some big time plays in big time games. Good veterans to have in the room. And Des Fitzpatrick, um, not a whole lot I know on him, honestly. His catching looks a little low, just kind of a low overall player. And if we were going to keep six guys, it definitely would probably not include Fitzpatrick at this point. And he is also not practice squad eligible, so probably going to look to add a receiver. He is a potential cut guy right now, too. Tight end, Fryermuth, definitely top heavy room, kind of like the receiver room. Darnell Washington was a big draft favorite of mine, so I was really happy with the decision I made for my franchise, considering I'd get him. He's a very interesting player at 6'7", 264, with 84 speed, so extremely large human to be moving that fast. Can also block. He's a 68 in blocking, and Fryermuth's a 71 in blocking. Both of them, yeah, very versatile tight ends that I like to have. We've got Michael Pruitt, 6'2", 245, kind of undersized, could look to be maybe moved to being our fullback role, although his blocking is pretty low. Tough to see him making the roster. Connor Hayward, I don't know if this is younger brother of Cam Hayward. I feel like they're related somehow. Maybe I'm completely making that up. Extremely undersized. Um, this is going to be the only week I do position changes. I'm going to limit myself to either out of off season position changes only, so training camp counts. His blocking is pretty bad as well, so I don't know if he'll even end up making the roster at being that undersized. I don't know. We'll see. And then Matt Sokol, he's a 60 overall. I think he's going to just get the boot right now, and we're going to release him. So that I believe we have three roster spots open. At left tackle, Broderick Jones, young left tackle out of Georgia, was another guy I was a huge fan of coming out of the draft. Um, Super excited to have him on the left side. He is a star dev to start. That's awesome. Dan Moore probably going to be our swing tackle. Let's pop straight over to the right tackle, kind of stay on the bookends here. Troy Fautanu, rookie tackle out of Washington. Super excited about him, hidden dev trait guy. Can't wait to see what he's able to do. I really like the young tackles we have. Dylan Cook going to be fighting for a roster spot, and Devery Hamilton. Just at that low of a rating, I'm gonna we'll leave him for now and see if we can come up with a better option in free agency. Maybe find someone younger. Try and find some, uh, practice squad eligible guys. Isaac Samalu, excuse me. He is a veteran guard. Like having him. Mason McCormick and Spencer Anderson, backup guards behind him. And then James Daniels on the right side. He's going to be a solid guy for us. I guessing he's a star dev. Yep. So we have another star dev O lineman. And then center, Zach Frazier is a rookie with, you guessed it, hidden dev. Feels like they had a really good draft class. He seems very balanced between power and agility blocking. So the zone versus the gap schemes. He seems pretty split and is a decent pass protector from what it looks like. Nate Herbig from Stanford, and then Ryan McCollum, 51 overall, is not going to cut it for me. I'm going to have to dump him. At left end, Ogunjobi and Dean Lowry, former Packer. Shout out Packers. Uh, and Isaiah Loudermilk, a Wisconsin guy as well. These two are definitely going to be battling for a starting spot. Really kind of the same, very similar players, in my opinion. Ogunjobi, power rushing, run stopper, and I'm guessing Dean Lowry has, yeah, extremely similar ratings. So very similar players. It's going to be whether or not, who backs up who. And then Cam Hayward is definitely our big guy on the D line in terms of our interior guys. He is a stud. Don't need to talk much more about him. Everyone knows what he can do. Behind him, Logan Lee, interesting. DeMarvin Leal, young dude. These two young guys, a rookie in Logan Lee. I believe he was one who had a dev trait and lost it with the update. And then Willington Pavilion, 2760 overall. He could be a cut guy early on here. The D tackle room, really a nose tackle. Keanu Benton actually got to play against him in high school. Fun fact. I blocked him on a punt and he threw me into the ground pretty hard. So I'm gonna cut him. No, I'm kidding. Um, we're gonna we're gonna run with him. He's had a really good start to his NFL career, and I'm gonna keep him up the middle and trying to clog stuff up. Montravius Adams is his backup, and then Braden Fahoko. Um, looks like he's got a torn rotator cuff. He's probably gonna be an IL guy or IR, I guess it is. Sorry, a little baseball there. Jacob Slade is also on our D line. A little small for a nose tackle. Outside backers, obviously, TJ Watt. Again, another guy we don't really need to talk about too much. Captain for us. Kyron Johnson and Marquise Spencer at 27.59 overall. That's going to be hard to want to keep him around. Kyron Johnson is a speed rusher. This is a power rush side. Yeah, the left, well, I don't know how I feel about that. Speed rush. We're gonna just keep these guys for now. Nick Herbig is a dude I'm super excited about. Another Wisconsin guy. Um, good rusher. Should we be moving some of these guys to fit the scheme? I'm gonna keep two starters, our two highest rated guys. My rule is that I'm gonna keep them on the side that they originally start on or flip them, but they can't be playing the same position like, you know, the DNs or the linebackers. So just to do scheme fit, if that makes any sense what I just said. But this is the power rush side. Kyron Johnson is a speed rusher. We're gonna move him over to the other side just to get the scheme fit boost for him. TJ, I'm gonna keep on the side. I'd rather have Highsmith be getting the scheme fit boost. And then Herbig will get the move over to the left side to be that power rush archetype. So I like how we did that there. So yeah, and then Kyron Johnson and Jeremiah Moon are the other linebackers on the edge. Patrick Queen and Cole Holcomb, two studs up the middle. Andy Landon Roberts, so really good group up the middle, good depth, and Peyton Wilson, freak of a rookie from NC State at 6'4", 238, 91 speed, 87 hit power, 85 tackle. I mean, the stats here kind of jumping off the page. 70 zone coverage as well. These is a lot of these older veteran guys could be, I think the tag for Roberts is pretty fair as a bridge player. And Peyton Wilson's going to be probably a special teamer to start his career, but will definitely be starting into a starting. He will be moving into a starting role sooner rather than later. Tyler Makovich, he can stay. Mark Robinson, Christian Kuntz is going to be getting the boot. Guessing he is the long snapper, so sadly he will be gone. It looks like I took a cap penalty, but whatever. Um, Highsmith, yep. Corners, Joey Porter and Dante Jackson. So we definitely have the youth here with Joey Porter. Looks like our scheme fit is man to man. I like that. Um, Dante Jackson, another guy that fits that. Cameron Sutton, one of these two will likely end up playing the slot for us. I believe I'm gonna have a decision to make there with that. I'm leaning towards Dante Jackson just because of the size, fits better in the slot. Anthony Averett, another corner on this roster who I think is going to probably make the team. Thomas Graham Jr. Now we have a lot of young guys: Darius Rush, Ryan Watts, Corey Trice, who are going to be definitely making a push to make the roster. A lot of guys here with some pretty good qualities, and then Kyler McMichael down there as well, likely just shooting for the practice squad at this point. Minka, another top player on this defense. Probably going to be one of my users. Most of the time I user safeties, so he'll be huge. KZ, his backup, and then Jalen Elliott, another guy at safety. Deshaun Elliott lining up at the other safety spot. Miles Killebrew, currently listed as a captain. Looks like he's been a captain for a while, so we'll probably keep him there. And then Grayland Arnold, another guy. So pretty good group. Grayland Arnold is a zone safety, so I'm going to move him over to play free safety. Kicker, Boswell and Wright, and Bill Burr as our punter. Looks like for picks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7. So 3 7 picks, and we have all of our other picks. Pretty good start to a franchise. We have 5 open spots on the roster, and you better believe I'm going to do that to go use those picks to go sign a free agent. Justin Simmons, hold on, let's take a look at our cap room situation. I like these screens for sure, but it doesn't really show me what I'm looking for. Um, let's see, if I go to free agents, usually if you click on someone, it'll tell you what you have. Okay, so if I signed him, looks like we have almost 17 million in cap, so I'm not too worried about that. Bakhtiari is available. Trying to think of some of the needs we have. I do want to look for a quarter. Let's look at what quarterbacks are hanging out. Tannehill, Kellen Mond, Matt Corral. Is he practice squad eligible? Yes. Okay. I really like Matt Corral, big Ole Miss fan, so we're gonna be grabbing him. Oh, shout out Kurt Bankert. Um, Running backs, no. Fullback. I would like to grab someone from here. Xander Horvath, 85 speed, 6'3", 230. Not the biggest for a fullback. Lead block's pretty good. Kind of lower impact block. Jacob Johnson's going to be our utility guy if we want him. Ben Mason. I like his size and blocking a lot better. So we're going to go with Mr. Ben Mason to bring on for at least the preseason as a fullback. Neck roll too, that's very Steelers. Some cool wide receivers still available. Juju. If we brought Juju Smith-Schuster in, he would be playing the number 2 role for us. And he'd probably be taking up the slot role, honestly, which is something I kind of want to save for either Calvin Austin or Roman Wilson or both. So as much as I want to bring Smith-Schuster back, the money he commands for how much I would probably be using him is likely not worth it. Renfro, kind of same deal. Some of these other guys, we just don't need that archetype of guy. Julio Jones just kind of getting a little old. Marquez Callaway, and that's just getting into not really improving the roster. So not going to do much there. Tight ends don't see a need. We're going to just keep our O-line how it was. Any nose tackles we can bring in? Some real big dudes. Rashard Lawrence, 6'2", 308. Isaiah Buggs, 6'3", 335. Do we bring him in to try and compete? I think we do that. Nice nose tackle type guy. Corners. Don't really need anyone from here. Let's go look back just in the top 100. Simmons, no. Gilmore, no. Hyde, we would like a guy like this, but we have Minka. I don't really need it. Michael Thomas is intriguing to be kind of our second outside guy. He's really had some injury concern. But that kind of brings me back to the Juju conversation. Do we bring Juju back? Looks like he has no interest in coming here in the motivations. Michael Thomas does. I'm going to hold off on receiver for now, at least. All right, we have two new messages. I like this little setup. Hey, coach, welcome to the preseason. Let's look ahead to another great season of football. Let's see our schedule. So we play the Texans on a Friday night, the Bills, and the Lions. So we have a really tough preseason schedule. I'm going to be playing all these games. I'm likely going to be streaming. Uh, Hopefully, I don't know if all of them will fit into one stream, but I'm just going to stream the preseason, however many episodes that ends up being. And then I'll probably just end it with the third game and include the final cuts. No, I'm going to include that in the week one video, the final cuts in the roster. So that the streams will just be gameplay, likely. Regular season, we go travel to the Falcons and Broncos to start. Don't mind that. Chargers, don't mind starting there. Going to the Colts, I think that's going to be our first big test. Cowboys then is for sure going to be a test. The Raiders have some guys. The Jets do. Giants, hopefully that's a win. Nice middle of the season bye week. Then we travel down to Washington, the Ravens. And then we really get into, is this really our first division game? Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns. Yeah, so we don't play a division game until week 11, and then we go Sunday, Thursday night, early, travel to the Browns. That's tough. A quick turnaround to go from playing the Ravens and then traveling to Cleveland. Then we travel to Cincinnati. We play the Browns at home. The Eagles, Chiefs, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals. That's a really, after the bye week, we play the Commanders, and then it gets very difficult after that. Let's see our last message. Can we like delete? Hey, coach, it looks like Marquise Bell is on the trade block from Dallas. Looking at Deshaun Elliott, we might want to consider it. Let's take a look. I'm going to say that was Mike Tomlin who let me know about that. So you don't even bring me to it, huh? It's Marquise Bell is an 81. And what is our safety? What is Deshaun Elliott? No, I'm not going to do that. You kidding me? Mike Tomlin, what are you talking about, man? No, that's stupid, dude. All right, let's get into training camp. Target passing. I am not fantastic at these drills, I will say, so don't judge me based on that. But we're going to go target passing. We'll just do Russell Wilson here. All right, I'll let you guys know if anything cool happens. All right, so we got bronze with Russell Wilson in that drill. I am going to be trying to figure out how to turn the speaker off of my controller because that is really annoying. All right, back to training camp. I think I got it figured out. We're going to do our pocket presence with Justin Fields. This isn't going too bad, I don't think. I think we got silver. That's not bad. Didn't get the last throw off. We'll take silver in that drill for Justin Fields. Skill point. Love it. The running attack. Ben Mason. No, we're going to give it to Jalen Warren. I really want, I love Najee Harris. Don't get me wrong. I love the physical style of play. But Jalen Warren is a really good running back. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, I should have just scored. No more messing around. Skip into the end zone. Let's go, Jalen. I'll let you know when we gold this. And we got the gold with Jalen Warren. That's going to be huge. Can we get like some dev trade upgrade? That'd be pretty sweet. Get him up to like a superstar. I mean, I'll take the skill point for sure. Yeah, so we do get a skill point for him. Perfect. Wide receiver battle. I'm gonna go Roman Wilson for the battle. Red zone attack. I'll maybe try and figure out someone else for that, but Roman Wilson, we gotta we gotta get this dude up. I mean, I want him playing. That was dumb. He feels pretty fast. Hopefully, when the CPU's running routes with him, they get as open as this. Come on, we need a gold. I don't know if we're getting it because we lost the multiplier. No, silver for him. Okay, he should get a skill point from this, but silver is not ideal. Red zone attack. Let's go George Pickens. He's still only 23. I always think he's like 25. Yeah, we're gonna go GP. All right, we got the silver with George Pickens. Just the one gold on the running back drill, and I think I've got the pocket presence or the pocket protector coming up soon. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. I am wanting to do this with Troy Fautino though. If we can get him upgraded to start, that'd be huge. But I don't know how this drill is gonna go. I've heard it's very hard. Oh, I ran into him. Tough luck. I guess we'll take the bronze. He'll get a couple XP points at least from that. Not ideal though. Trench battle. Who is a young edge guy we can put through this? Peyton Wilson, I'm probably going to do for the chase and tackle. I'm going to go with Herbig. 22 years old. I want to get him some XP, potentially get him up into the 70 overall range. Oh yeah, he's just faster than these dudes. Nice rip. Get off, get off, get off of it. There we go. This drill takes forever. I'll see you at the end. No, we got knocked out of bounds in the last drill, and we get silver again for Herbig. I only do the drill once. That's the point. That's the challenge here. Chase and tackle. I'm going straight to Mr. Peyton Wilson. I want to see what this guy can do. He is going to be a huge part of this defense at some point, I have to imagine. We're going up against Notch too. This is not an easy opponent we got. Oof, tripped him up. Good cut. No, we still got him. Oh my god. That was kind of nasty. Got to stay on the back hip. All right, I'll see you at the end of the drill. Should be the last rep with Peyton Wilson. It is. We get gold with Wilson. That's a big one I wanted to get gold for. Let's see, like ability unlocked or something cool as the reward. Nope, just a skill point. I think he gets rookie snaps too, 300, so we'll know his dev trait soon. The DB battle. Some of these are kind of tough, so we'll see. Don't have too many super young DBs. Let's go with Darius Rush. Let's see if we can get him some points. He's got good speed. He's fighting for a roster spot. Picked. Let's go, baby. Oh, nasty route. Let's go. Great undercut. Come on, Darius. We want the gold here, baby. That's it. Darius Rush, certified dog. So we grab a gold with Darius Rush. Come on, give me a dev trait. No, skill point though. DB battle, red zone. Should we go for a safety here, maybe? Let's go Ryan Watts, 22 years old. Let's give him a chance. He's another one of these guys who's fighting for a roster spot, potentially like um a guy who's going to be like a special teamer. Huge pick right away. Can't make the tackle. Yikes. Okay, we made the tackle at least there. Got one more rep to try and get Watts a gold. And kind of a crappy play at the end. Locked him up the whole way, though. Watts looks pretty good. Should be getting a skill point there. We're getting close to the end of training camp. Field goal accuracy. Let's get Boswell his points. We know he's our starter. We know he's the only kicker on the roster this year. Let's work on this new kick meter. Oh, yeah. Vector. I'll see you at the end of this. We got a silver with Boswell. Let's go. That should be an upgrade with a skill point for him. And lastly, we're going to have Mr. Bill Burr himself doing some coffin corner punts. Got the bronze right at the end. Not a great punter, but I don't need to be because we're scoring every possession. After a lot of internal struggle regarding who I would attempt to go for at receiver, I did submit some trades for Brandon Aiyuk. However, um, given the trade logic in Madden, it did not go through. So yeah, that didn't end up working out. Was hoping to get something, some kind of a trade, but then looking through free agency, Michael Thomas and Juju, basically the same player, just different ages. Um, and Hunter Renfro wasn't super interested in. No one else on the list really caught my eye too well. I think I have one more guy I'm going to target, and I will let you know if that ends up working out. I was going to look for Kendrick Bourne on the Patriots, however, just didn't seem like that was a good fit. So I'm going to call it an episode. I'm going to be streaming preseason, probably setting my depth charts for those games coming up. So yeah, stay on the lookout for that. I hope you enjoy this first episode. It's going to be a long, fun series. So uh, let's go Steelers, man. We're bringing you back on the map. We're taking the AFC North back, and we got a Super Bowl in sight. So I hope you enjoyed. Comment below with any moves you think I should make at the wide receiver spot. It's kind of the biggest position I want to address. Um, but yeah, other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.